Hello, veterans. Not everyone knows that a few years ago, the Department of Defense made a significant change allowing more veterans access to benefits like the Commissary. Effective January 1, 2020, the DoD has announced that eligible veterans can have access to the Commissary, Military Service Exchange, and the MWR. Title 10, U.S. Code 1065, states that certain veterans, caregivers for veterans, and foreign service officers gain use of commissary stores and MWR facilities. This includes veterans who are Purple Heart recipients, former prisoners of war, or veterans with 0 to 90% service-connected disability ratings. Medal of Honor recipients and veterans with 100% service-connected disability ratings are eligible for DoD credentials under DoD policy. Eligible veterans who want to take advantage of in-person benefits must have a Veterans Health ID card or VHIC. Primary family caregivers must have an eligibility letter from VA's Office of Community Care. VHICs are used at VA appointments and for base access under the new program. Veterans' eligibility status must be displayed. Example: Purple Heart, former POW or service-connected. If you do not have the card, you will not be able to access in-person benefits. However, you can benefit from online exchanges and American Forces travel. How to get a Veteran Health ID card or VHIC. Veterans must enroll in the VA healthcare system. Complete the application for enrollment through the VA healthcare by telephone. Call 1-877-222-8387. You can also apply online at va.gov/healthbenefits/enroll or in person at your local VA medical facility. See description for website links. Once enrollment is verified, you can have your picture taken at your local VA medical center, and the VA will mail you a VHIC. Forms of identification needed for VHIC: primary identification and unexpired, state-issued driver's license, United States passport or passport card. You should receive your VHIC in about 10 business days. Call 1-877-222-VETS or 8387 if you have any questions, or contact your local VA medical facility. Caregivers. Eligible caregivers will receive an eligibility letter from VA's Office of Community Care. If you are a primary family caregiver under the PCAFC and lose your eligibility letter, please call 1-877-733-7927 to request a replacement. For installation access, entry to some commissary stores, and at point of sale at commissaries, exchanges, and MWR retail facilities, eligible caregivers will need to show an acceptable credential along with their eligibility letter. Acceptable credentials may include Department of Defense Common Access Card, CAC, DoD Uniformed Services Identification Card, Real ID compliant driver's license issued by a state, territory, possession, or the District of Columbia, Real ID compliant non-driver's identification card, enhanced driver's license, U.S. passport, or passport card, foreign passport bearing an unexpired immigrant or non-immigrant visa or entry stamp, Federal Personal Identity Verification Card, VHIC. First visit. Upon the first visit to an installation, these eligible veterans and caregivers must stop at the Visitor Control Center. Depending on the type of installation, veterans may enroll for recurring access, which would allow them to proceed to the gate for entry upon subsequent visits, without having to stop again at the Visitor Control Center. As with all other individuals seeking access to DoD installations, all eligible veterans must pass a basic on-the-spot background check prior to enrolling, and an automated check each time they enter the installation. Veterans with felony convictions, felony arrest warrants, or other types of derogatory information related to criminal history or terrorism will not be permitted entry. Base access. Installation Commander authority to restrict access. Installation commanders have the authority to restrict access when they determine it is in the best interest of the installation and the mission. Scanner won't read Veteran Health Identification Card, VHIC. DoD has learned that some of the eligible VHICs issued by VA displays Purple Heart, former POW, or service-connected. Cannot be read by DoD scanners because the barcode is missing some required data. If you've got one of these VHIC, expect installation access personnel to deny your access. Please accept that this is an unfortunate circumstance. If you've got one of these VHICs that DoD is not able to scan, please take your card to a VA medical center to correct the issue by requesting a new one from the Enrollment and Eligibility Office. VHIC versions. There seems to be some confusion about the different versions of VHICs and which are acceptable. The oldest version of the VHIC has a vertical barcode along the short right side of the card and is not acceptable for installation access. There are two versions of the current VHIC that feature the barcode horizontally along the bottom of the card, both of which are acceptable for installation access as long as the card also displays Purple Heart, former POW, or service connected below the photo. The barcode on the current versions of the VHIC must be readable by installation access scanners in order to validate identity and purpose for the veteran's visit to the installation. If the card cannot be read by installation access scanners, there is no way to validate that the card is not fraudulent. The news of gaining access to the commissary alone is worth spreading the news, with how crazy everything is priced these days. I hope this has helped you out. Be sure to check out the description for website references. Follow for more VeteranFocus.